Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Buenos días. Es temprano, ¿no? Early. Pero bueno, estoy aquí para explicar de nuevo, para repasar. Remember to review, repasar, right? Esos nuevos verbos. You remember nuevos? What does that mean again? New? All right, chévere. So we started learning stem changing verbs, right? Stem changing verbs, right? And here I'm going to do a little review for you, all right? So we have stem changing verbos. Remember, the name is really helpful. Don't think of those grammar names as being something like, oh no, stem changing, what in the world is that? So let's just review, right? I know all of you, if I asked you, would know that this is called an infinitive. Okay, we've got this new verb, querer. It was on the list that I gave you of verbs in the download. All right, it's a great verb. It's to want or to love. All right, it is a stem changing verb. And it's just like the one I showed you the other day. Remember, ¿se acuerdan? Pensar, right? Pensar. Okay, so this verb, right, will go from E to IE. Now, stem changing verbs, right, they change, right, vowels. They don't change consonants. But I do want to remind you, and that's why this is already up on the board here, that the endings are the same, right, as a ER verb. ¿Se acuerdan? Comer. Let me just remind you. Yo como, tú comes, él come, nosotros comemos, y ellos comen. Okay? So you're not doing anything different in what's called the conjugation, and we've talked about that. You know your ER verbs, okay? All that we're doing, and it is a big job in the beginning, but ustedes son inteligentes, okay? So we're going to handle this. So I left this on purpose blank for you, right? And we need to fill this out. The nice thing about Spanish, remember, English is really wacky. And most of you, I know you use your spell check, right? Or basically don't know how to spell because English is really tough. But Spanish, the way you say something is the way you write it. Okay, so that's why we want to hablar mucho español. So in Spanish, we don't say yo quiero, right? Yo quiero comer, we have to say yo quiero. All right, so that requires an I, right? And an E. Okay, everyone, right? When you see this, you can repeat after me, yo quiero. So it's stem changes. And as you can see, right, we have a lovely, one of those really nice fairy tale, right, long boots, right? Little special bow on there for you guys this morning. Okay, so let's see how we say you want, right? And you want a lot of things. Maybe you want to see a movie, you want to sleep, right? But we want to know how to say that. So it's going to be tú quieres. There goes the stem change again, right? Instead of just having an E, we have to switch that. We have to transform it to an IE. All right, then we have él, right? Remember he, I know you know what ella is, right? Remember ella, not ella, right? And usted. Remember, who gets the usted here? Me, right? When you talk to me in Spanish, normally you should be saying usted, not tú, just reviewing some concepts from the past, correct? Okay, so if you say she wants to go to the beach, ella quiere, you see I'm putting an IE there, ir a la playa, just to give it a little bit of context, right? Nobody says yo quiero, tú quieres, él quiere. So we want to come up with little sentences. All right, so remember, whoever came up with the boot, and God knows when that came up, but some teacher long ago came up with this idea of the boot. All right, so the nice thing about the boot, I'm just going to remind you, if you're in the boot, you need to stem change, meaning you need to change the vowel, right? The vowel, this E goes to IE in this particular group of verbs. However, you're in nosotros, okay, or nosotras, and so you're just going to put an E, and that's going to be pronounced nosotros or nosotras queremos estudiar, all right? Just to put another little verb there. All right, so no stem change, as noted right there. Okay, remember we love the Spaniards, but we don't ask you to know the vosotros. I always say if you ever go to Spain, you're going to practice your vosotros. Anyhow, it would be vosotros queréis, but We don't need to know it for testing reasons, and I don't ask you very often. Okay, so here we are with ellas. I started with ellas. I decided we're going to flip the gender today. You know it's usually ellos, but we're going to do ellas, ellos, ustedes. And you're in the boot. So remember, when you're in the boot, you need to stem change. So you go again from E to IE. And hey, guess what? It's pronounced that way in the Spanish language. All right, so ellos quieren comer helado, ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? All right, if one of you doesn't, there's something wrong with you. I don't know. All right, so here we are. So I'm going to pronounce it one more time with the subject pronoun, because it's good that you get the subject pronoun with the verb conjugation to begin with. All right, so you recognize the endings. ¿Sí, amigos? Bueno, lots of English because we're doing grammar. So yo quiero, tú quieres, él quiere, ella quiere, usted quiere, nosotras queremos, nosotros queremos, ellas quieren, ellos quieren, ustedes quieren. All right, so we have, or I have, but we have successfully conjugated a stem changing verb in the present tense. Okay? What I've got here, and we're just going to finish up, is I posted the list on the download for you of other verbs that you need to know that are also stem changing, meaning, you see, cerrar, right, has that E. It's going to have to turn into an IE. We'll look at that together when we Google Meet today. All right? Then let's do another short verb, a little shorty. All right? So you got pensar. This E is going to have to turn into an IE. Perder. Ooh, we don't like doing that, right? Losing things. Perder. The E is going to have to turn into an IE. And again, all of these are boot, right? Verbs, so not in the nosotros. Hey, these are twinzos, right? You've got comenzar and empezar. Okay, those mean exactly the same thing. As in, we're starting, right? Stem changing verbs. They both mean to start, to begin. And then we've got probably a verb that we all like, because some of us prefer certain things over others. We've got preferir. Now, one aspect of these verbs, like sometimes it's confusing. You ask yourself, you know, Spanish has so many vowels. So you ask yourself, oh God, what do I do? Where do I change? Empezar. Which E do I do? All right, I just want to remind you about where you stem change. So you can never stem change at the end. Okay, that's where you put your conjugations. All, right, ES. I mean, depending if it's an AR or ER verb, right? So if you have a 3 vowels, and I know you don't often have to divide on your own because the computer nicely does that for you these days. But look, if you have a verb like preferir, it can't change here, but it's going to change in the middle. You see that middle syllable? And so I would say, yo prefiero hablar español en la clase español. Right? Entender. Right? It's not going to change here. It can't change here. So, yo entiendo español y inglés. All right? O inglés, realmente. Okay, so the last point here that I'm going to do is to write out what these verbs mean, all right? So cerrar, you've got a little clue there, a nice key, and that means we're not going to be opening, right? That's abrir, and you already know that verb, right? We are going to write down what they mean so you have a review here. So this is, remember these are infinitives, right? So this is to close, as in cerrar la puerta. You know the word puerta. Or ventana, right? Ellos cierran la ventana. Then we have pensar. We used that as a model the other day, right? It's got the light bulb. Usually that means like something's going on up there in la cabeza, en el coco, as they say in the Caribbean, right? So this is to think, okay? Vale. So then we have perder. That's one of those kind of negative. Usually it's a negative verb, like because we don't like losing anything except, well, not much really. All right. So perder over here means to lose. Ooh, and how do we write that? 1 O or 2 O's? Let's see. What do we think? I think it's 1. All right. Does that look right? Spanish messes up everybody's English, I can tell you, for writing. Okay, so then we have comenzar and empezar. So they both mean the same, and it's either to begin or to start. Spanish is not weird, any weirder than English, right? We have two verbs to start, so does Spanish. Okay, so we can say either to begin or to start, and they mean exactly the same thing. All right, preferir. So I think you can probably guess it means to prefer. Here we are. And then to finish this off, I didn't do this on purpose, but here we are. We've been thinking, right? And we want to entender, right? We all like to have a feeling of understanding at some point in our learning process. Okay, so entender is to understand. So now that you've watched, whoops, my R's are always hard to figure out, all right? Here they are, to understand. So now that you've watched this, I want you to, and I wrote a little list as with whom you're going to be working in pairs. You Google Meet, you have 2 minutes to Google Meet, right? With your pair, you can speak in English. I want you to talk about, what is a stem changing verb? How do they stem change? Maybe test yourself, see if you know what a few of these mean in inglés y en español. All right, ready? So así vamos a empezar after you speak to your pair. Remember, that's 2 minutes, okay? Bueno, nos vemos pronto, chicos, in like 2 minutos. All right, ciao, ciao.